I am Dr. T. Shivsai. He is my professor, Mr. Mrinmay sir. Today we are going to present about IoT long-range radioactive devices with air quality sensing through hyper-automation and managing the critical temperatures and reducing the blood and its components wastage. Here, how many of you have donated the blood before? Kind of. Yeah, have you ever thought that where your blood is going, how it is stored, where it is stored, what's the need? What's the need when you donated your blood? Is it a critical situation, or else it's an hospital-based situation, or else it's just a blood camp? Everywhere you donate your blood, it goes to somewhere and stores somewhere, and finally it reaches the patient, or else the need who is that. And today's blood donor, the blood donor of today may be the recipient of tomorrow. I believe in this statement. That's the reason I have this statement. And I want to tell you about one guy who is traveling across all India for 21,000 kilometers. And yesterday has completed 9,800 kilometers of walk. And he is the one. He is Mr. Kiran Verma. He is working for our future, for our kids' future, and for his kids' future. And his motto is like, by 31st December 2025, no one should die waiting for the blood. Now, let me narrate a story to you, a small story. There is a blood camp going on in our college, and I was the one who is ready for blood donation. I know that I will get faint when I donated blood. I had donated my blood 4 times. Out of that 3 times, I was just faint and I fell down. For 15 minutes, I was on bed, and again I came to conscious back. Thank God. And while I am donating the blood, I thought, where this blood goes, it goes to the blood bank, right? And when the blood goes to blood bank, it need not to be just utilized then and there itself. And 1 unit of blood can save nearly 3 lives. I think this, as a doctor, I am talking more about the healthcare perspective. Here, what's the need of donating the blood? Save lives. You are donating your blood. You are living it like that. Now here we are adding more technology. How to store that using an IoT device. How to make sure that it's traveling up to the patient or else need. And I ask
Thank you, Siva, for setting the context. The thing is, since we are talking about technology, so technology for mankind, all of us studied Jacob Bronowski in our schools. Okay, he has written unless and until all these machines, actually what has been already involved earlier in like tools or like hammers, is been already automated right now. And I'll be also quoting Plato, the Greek philosopher. He has told that necessity means, if I interpret it to English, necessity is the mother of invention. Okay, so here is the necessity of the technology where we can save lives of the patients. Okay, because every day 12,000 lives are actually gone without having blood. Or there is actually need of, particularly when we are maintaining the temperature of the blood in the blood banks. Okay, so that is how the concept is, like irrespective of any therapy, be it in cancer, be it in chemotherapy, be it in blood loss, be it in burn cases, everywhere there is a need of blood. And not only blood, there is also need of blood products, which is albumin, globulin, IVIG, everything. So that's what actually been extracted from blood. So by that way, there is several challenges which is actually we are facing here in the healthcare, and in IHMR actually we are doing this study. Although I don't look like a professor, but I'm a professor there, and he's my student. So together actually we worked in St. John's Hospital. We have actually worked in the thick layer of these blood banks where actually the IoT LoRa range. We'll be talking about that is penetrating that range and actually triggering. Okay, where there is if any drop in the temperature or if any rise in the temperature and the air quality sensors. That is how it is connected. It is a hyper automation system. And if I take you through the fact, okay, so here according to Times of India and WHO, we can prevent 9.9 lakh blood units wastage per year if we use this. It's a one-time investment. We'll be talking about that also. And it's a 3 million lives actually we can save in 1 year together. Okay, so that is how it is, and that is the importance of this. So if I talk about what is the problem statement here, as I said, maintaining the optimal temperature of the entire blood bank system. Okay, that means blood has taken, then after that it's been stored. Sometimes it's been frozen. Okay, it depends on the product actually what you are taking over. Then after that, it's actually the blood bank which is preventing blood samples from deteriorating. Okay, so here comes the thing. The thing is, if we lost the temperature, if we lost the frequency of maintaining that temperature, then the lives are gone. We cannot use that. One-time usage of that thing. So when we are once again going back to our childhood, we are saying that yes, माँ मुझे खून चाहिए, मेरे माँ के लिए खून चाहिए. Actually, in Bollywood movies, right? So we cannot save that lives here. We are actually decaying that thing. So improve that process. This actually the objective of the study is like analyze the data and validate accuracy, because most of the time the blood bank is being operated manually. We're actually automatizing that with the use of IoT and LoRa. And this actually observational study we did from June 1, 2022 to July 31, 2022. And the source of data was Zoho and Grafana. And there is Excel sheet maintained, and it's been quite similar and even improving. Okay, like when you are taking over that, when you are actually hyper-automatize that, even we can show that we are still in that level. Like there are 11 systems being connected right now, and if you open any one, it's already connected right now, still now. Okay, if anything is there, it will be detecting, it will be triggering that system. It is in the cloud.
This is the dashboard of the Grafana platform.
So if you can see, we cannot actually project it here, but in the laptop it's connected.
It gives every hourly data, and we can now validate with data, and I will go explain about the methodology here. Coming to the methodology, how does it work? These IoT devices are connected. We know that there is a device placed in the blood bank, freezer, or anywhere, and where it gives the information. Do you think this directly gives the information to the cloud secure platform which I had shown now? No. It needs one transferring data system, that is LoRa, that is long-range gateway. This LoRa gateway is connected here, can connect nearly 1000 devices in the radius of 1 kilometer. It not only connects 10 to 11 devices, I am telling it again, it connects 1000 devices in the range of 1 kilometer radius. And this LoRa gateway, in turn, to connect the cloud secure platform, it needs some connection called Wi-Fi connection. From that, it gives directly system alerts to your mobiles, to your dashboards, to your cloud platforms, anything it is. And it can alert your system if the system goes beyond, suppose blood is stored, blood components are stored at 280 degrees. Just assume that. If the system temperature goes below 0 degrees, it gives 3 times of beep. Here is the device. Here I am device talking about. It's an alarm unit. It gives 3 beeps, beep, beep, beep sound, so that we can know that the system temperature is going down. If the system temperature is going above 10 degrees, it gives 6 times beeps. So that wherever the device is, it just gives a red alert kind of thing, so we can save the thread. And these IoT devices are not only used in blood banks only. It can be used to store the vaccinations. It can be used to store the digital health. It can be used in smart homes, smart TV, smart freezers. Nowadays everything is smart, and it is used to track pets. Lost pets are being tracked with the use of IoT devices. This asset tracking, this vehicle tracking. There is some thing called as newly upcoming with the use of drones and IoTs and all. They are doing smart farming also. And here comes the results.
Yeah, so as I said, like the results, it's actually emphasizing that yes, if we hyper-automate the entire thing, so it is possible that we can save and we can maintain the entire temperature from 2 to 8. And if there is a frequency or the change of temperature, that can be actually adjusted. And for manual and IoT was 3.2%. So it's a significant here, because manually if you do, there is no trigger available. So here there is a trigger, here there is actually the alarms as well. And if I do actually, what are the real-time location of the devices? See here, these are the freezers, where actually the products are frozen. So here are the devices what we are using, and not only one, actually there are a lot of these kind of locations where I put these kind of devices and we are using that. Next is here, like graphical representation of this temperature. So this temperature is from -25 to 40, because the thing is there are certain products you need to maintain that temperature of that albumin and globulins. Okay, these are all frozen products, not only blood. Okay, that extracted from that blood. So there is a huge chances that these kind of products will be decayed. Okay, if we don't maintain that temperature. There is actually here the percentage of temperature range when you compare with manual as well as with hyper-automation, it's 3%. So it's significant once again. Okay, statistically we see. So that's how it is. So real-time location, once again here it is like this. If you see all these frozen products here, these are all frozen products, and if we see like almost similar the freezer kind of thing from where we're taking the ice creams. It's only there in the blood banks. Okay, so here it is. The next thing is real-time location of the devices in terms of platelet aggregators and incubators. So these are also extracted from the blood. These are all platelets. Okay, when there is when we are going for any kind of CBC, there's a platelet count which is going lower. In that sense, we are using these kind of platelets. Even in the burn condition, okay, there is a huge loss of the fluid part. Then we are actually injecting the platelet for those patients. So here comes the things like temperature range has to be maintained 20 to 24, and there is a huge percentage of change of temperature, which is actually we can see the frequency of with manual as well as with the hyper-automation, that is 4.7%. So here is the thing. So the thing is, real-time locations, we have kept entire all and we have covered the entire thing, what is actually takes particularly to maintaining and as well as taking care of the temperatures of the blood and blood products. So that's how it is. It is actually coming out like this, the entire thing, when you are taking care of entire blood level and other products. So it's a one-time investment, once again I'm telling. Okay, so it's one-time investment means like you have to actually implement it in the hospitals, and after that, fill it, shut it, forget it. You can use it every time. Okay, but you have to maintain it. The maintenance cost will be there. So that's what we did. So the take points. I don't know. Actually, he has done that project. So that's what. Once again, just to conclude it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just the takeaway as my professor said. It's just one-time investment and it is continuous and real-time monitoring of the critical temperatures. Sit at your home, sit at your office or anywhere else. You just see the blood is safe in safe hands. And due to this, 70% of the lives lost due to sheer lack of blood can be saved. And these are our references. Go green, save soil.
Save blood, save humankind. That is all. Thank you. Any questions?
So we are talking about how we manage the blood when it's in the bank, right? So we have something called a transaction, when the donor to the bank and then bank to again the recipient. So how do we manage it? I mean, because the temperature is critical for that one.
Yeah. So have you heard about cold chain? So cold chain supply chain. So in that sense, like they are having a cold chain here inside, and that is also can be tracked. There is also like logbook actually at what temperature you have taken the product and what temperature you are actually handing over. So that logbook is maintained along with the real time. So that's how it's been done. Even any of the frozen products, any of the injectables like vaccines, attenuated vaccines, live attenuated vaccines. These are all actually the very much good example is mRNA vaccines right now. Actually, what we are getting for this COVID-19. So all this is done in this way. We are actually connected to real time since in laptop also right now we can actually see that and we can track it. Yes, any more question?
Open for doubts. Any questions?
Or you can make me. We can get only.
This is a one-time investment, but are there any maintenance charges also?
Yeah, maintenance charges will be.
Maintenance charges are very less.
Actually.
For 5 years once you had to change the battery. That's the only you have to do. Normal double batteries.
Yeah, it operates in double battery.
And I had worked in the hardware department of the IoT device also.
Yeah.
I had opened the devices, I had checked the connections, and I had changed the batteries for 5 years.
Actually, he deserves applause because he is a dentist. Okay. The thing is, he has worked in hardware, software, IoT, everything. He knows it's better than any of the electrician over there right now. Okay.
So actually, you said of wastage of blood, right?
Yes.
So some numbers you gave. So what are the causes of wastage? It's only the temperature of other causes. I mean, the reasons. There are many. There may be multiple reasons, right? So you just.
Okay, can you please briefly tell me what may be the wastage you are thinking?
No, I don't have any idea. Maybe the temperature is only one comes to my mind.
Yeah.
But as a
See the information. The digital visualization of the information is also important here. If a patient is from having some background of HIV or AIDS, we don't know that. He donates something. There are also blood waste.
because I donate to a number of times.
Yeah, okay.
Whenever I go for donating, I usually take the test. It's a pre-test.
And folding sometimes traffic also
Okay.
spoils your platelet count.
I'll add up here. There are only two companies in India. One is Reliance Life Sciences, another one is Plasma Life Sciences in Bangalore. Okay, who are actually maintaining or actually churning out the entire products from blood. Okay, and there is only sources from US and China. Plasma Life Sciences is actually taking of the entire Indian product of blood because there is a huge allograft reactions. That means antigen antibody reactions. If you take any of the person's blood from China, there definitely there will be an antigen antibody reaction with human in India. Okay, so that is what Plasma Life Sciences are doing. So what actually it takes, particularly if the temperature goes high, okay, what happens like when you are having any food which is actually been rotten, it is almost similar to in our blood. Okay, the pH has to be maintained. Okay, if the pH gone means the person may die immediately or maybe going for multi-organ failure. It is happened because blood is actually the most number of means blood is actually traveling most number of distance in our body. So that is how it is. Yes.
Any questions?
I was a little confused that you said that we donated 3-4 times and now
Sir, before time?
we donated to blood, right?
Yes, sir.
And out of that 3 times you fed that.
Yes.
So Was it to blood back or how?
No.
Unless it is platelet donation. So if it is platelet donation, once again the blood is in the body.
Actually, I had the tendency. In India, when I was studying, I think, I used to paint by seeing later. But now I had started getting 1500 rupees.
When you become a doctor.
I'm a doctor. Wonderful. It happens with us. I had fought back with the pain.
Okay, thank you guys.